There is something magical about video games set in real-world locations, while fantasy worlds give us monsters and demons. Real-world inspired games give us culture, architecture, and atmosphere that feel alive. You can almost smell the ocean breeze, hear the street chatter, and imagine yourself wandering those same worlds one day. Maybe it's because I haven't traveled much outside of Australia and Asia, but these games have been my virtual passport. Through them, I've walked the streets of Paris, climbed the Himalayan peaks, and cruised across the deserts of America, all without leaving my gaming room. Now that I'm in my mid-30s, I find myself daydreaming, not just about playing these worlds, but visiting them one day. So in this video, I'm counting down 10 video games that make me want to visit their real-world locations. And maybe they will inspire your next real-life adventure too. Before we start, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to my channel for more live inspirations from video games. Coming in at number 1, the Far Cry series. This franchise is a love letter to exploration. Each game drops you into a different corner of the world. Lush jungles, snow-capped mountains, dusty savannas, and dares you to survive, explore, and liberate. I still remember being a teenage boy in 2004, booting up the very first Far Cry, developed by Crytek using the original Cry engine. It was jaw-dropping for its time. Those turquoise waters, the sunlight piercing through palm leaves. It was the first time I felt like a video game could actually transport me somewhere. Every Far Cry since has carried that same spirit of adventure. Far Cry 1 whisked us away to the tropical islands of Micronesia, a paradise with a deadly secret. Far Cry 2 threw us into the heart of East Africa, a brutal yet stunning world of deserts, jungles, and war-torn savannas inspired by Kenya and Uganda. Far Cry 3, my personal favorite, took us to the Wook Islands, a tropical archipelago that feels like Southeast Asia meets insanity. It's wild, beautiful, and chaotic. Everything that made the series iconic. Far Cry 4 brought us high into the Himalayas, in a fictional nation called Kyrat, inspired by Nepal and Tibet. The mountain vistas and temples feel like something out of a National Geographic documentary. Far Cry 5 took a detour into rural Montana, USA, a chillingly realistic small-town America overrun by a doomsday cult. It's breathtaking, eerie, and hauntingly beautiful. And finally, Far Cry 6, the vibrant Caribbean island of Yara, inspired by Cuba. From the colonial streets of Esperanza to the beaches and jungles beyond, it's a love letter to Latin culture, revolution, and resilience. The best part, you can explore all of it with a friend. Since Far Cry 5, the entire campaign is playable in co-op, meaning you and your buddy can skydive, hunt, and get lost together in these stunning open worlds. Far Cry isn't just a shooter series, it's a travel adventure with a gun in your hand, and every time I step away from the screen, I can't help but think maybe one day I'll visit these places for real. Next up, the ultimate passport stamping simulator, Hitman's World of Assassination trilogy. Have you ever wanted to roam the luxurious corridors of a Parisian fashion show? Infiltrate a secret meeting in a bustling Moroccan bazaar? Sneak onto a sunlit Italian mansion's balcony overlooking the sea? Agent 47 gets to do it all, and for a few glorious hours, so do we. If Far Cry is about freedom, Hitman is about precision, but it's also about immersion. Each mission feels like stepping into a different culture. You're not just sneaking around, you're sightseeing, from the neon-soaked streets of Chongqing, China, to the opulent skyscrapers of Dubai. Every level is a living postcard. Every location feels authentic. The chatter in different languages, the architecture, the fashion, even the food. You can blend in at a Paris fashion show, stroll through Marrakesh markets, or sip wine at a vineyard in Argentina. These places feel real, alive, and grounded in local personality. It's almost educational, a digital field trip across continents, wrapped in espionage and elegance. Hitman doesn't just challenge your inner assassin, it awakens your inner explorer. It's a stealth game that doubles as a global sightseeing tour and somehow teaches you about patience, observation, and human behavior along the way. Beneath the silenced pistol and disguise swapping lies a deep appreciation for the diversity of our world. Number 3. Assassin's Creed Odyssey. If you've ever dreamed of stepping into a history book, Assassin's Creed Odyssey is your time machine. Set in ancient Greece, it turns myth and legend into living, breathing landscapes, guiding you across sparkling Aegean seas, through olive groves, and up to the majestic temples of Athens. The world is so lovingly crafted that it feels less like a video game and more like a living museum of sunlight and stone. You run through bustling agoras, marvel at the cliffs of Santorini, and even climb Mount Olympus without breaking a sweat in real life. The attention to historical detail is astounding. Temples that still stand today, statues weathered by time, and ruins that whisper stories of gods and mortals. Odyssey doesn't just show you Greece, it teaches you Greece. You sail the same waters as Odysseus, debate in the footsteps of philosophers, and witness the birth of democracy amid war and myth. Every island is rich with personality. Mykonos, Kefalonia, Crete, each with its own charm, people, and legends. After a few hours, you'll catch yourself searching for a flight to Athens or daydreaming about the scent of the sea at sunset. If there's one series that turns wanderlust into horsepower, it's Forza Horizon. These games are digital road trips, open skies, endless highways, and your dream car gleaming in the sunlight. It is freedom, pure and simple. Each entry in the series celebrates a new country's beauty. You can race through the rolling hills of Britain, drift past Mayan ruins in Mexico, or speed along Australia's coastal highways. Every curve, forest, and sunrise is crafted with breathtaking realism. You can almost feel the heat radiating off the asphalt, hear the gravel crunch beneath your tires, and smell the rain-soaked countryside. Forza Horizon captures travel in motion. It's not just sightseeing, it's feeling the world through speed and rhythm. You start as a racer, but somewhere between the checkpoints and sunset, you become a traveler, exploring a new terrain with the same curiosity you had bring to the real-world trip. What makes it magical is how alive it feels. You're driving through festivals, towns, and landscapes that tell a story about their country's soul. Play Forza long enough and you'll want to rent a convertible, crank the radio, and lose yourself on the open road. Because in the end, Forza Horizon reminds us that every road, real or virtual, leads somewhere unforgettable. Number 5. Spider-Man. Who needs a plane ticket when you can web swing across New York City? Marvel's Spider-Man captures the spirit of NYC better than almost any movie or photo ever has. It's not just about the action, it's about feeling the heartbeat of the city that never sleeps. Swinging between skyscrapers at sunset, diving through Times Square, gliding over Central Park. It's exhilarating and strangely emotional. Every block, every alleyway feels alive. The yellow taxis, the chatter of street vendors, the rhythm of the pedestrians rushing to work. The city isn't a backdrop, it's a character, pulsing with life. Spider-Man turns New York into a playground of wonder and nostalgia. It's the kind of a game that makes you want to buy a ticket to JFK just to stand on the rooftop and say, "Yeah, I've been here before." It reminds us why we fall in love with cities, their chaos, energy, and possibility. In a way, Spider-Man isn't just a superhero story. It's a love story between a person and their city. And after swinging through its virtual skyline, you might just fall in love with the real one too. Number 6. Grand Theft Auto series. Say what you will about Grand Theft Auto, but no series captures the soul of American cities like this one. Each world is a raw, cinematic love letter to urban life. The sun-soaked excess of Vice City, Miami, and the towering ambition of Liberty City, New York. You can cruise down the Pacific Coast Highway, get lost in traffic, or grab a burger at a downtown diner as the neon lights flicker on. Despite its chaos and satire, GTA's world feels strangely authentic. The details, street signs, neighborhoods, weather, even radio stations paint a portrait of the modern America that's both hilarious and hauntingly real. But beyond the mayhem, GTA ignites something deeper, curiosity. You want to see the real Venice Beach, walk under those palm trees, or feel the energy of Times Square without the wanted level. It's a game that makes you appreciate how vibrant, flawed, and fascinating cities can be. GTA doesn't just parody American culture, it celebrates it. It's about freedom, reinvention, and the restless pulse of city life. And when you finally put the controller down, you can't help but think, maybe it's a time for a road trip, minus the heist. Number 7. Microsoft Flight Simulator. No game embodies the word wanderlust quite like Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's not just a game, it's the entire planet we imagined. Thanks to the satellite imaging and live weather, you can fly anywhere from your own hometown to the peaks of the Himalayas. You take off from a small airstrip, soar through drifting clouds, and suddenly you're above the world. Watching continents stretch beneath you is humbling and breathtaking. You can circle Mount Fuji, glide over Paris, or watch the sunrise over the Amazon River, all from your cockpit. Flight Simulator is part game, part meditation. It's a reminder of how fast, connected, and fragile our planet is. There's no shooting, no racing, just you, the engine's hum, and the horizon. It makes you pause, breathe, and reflect. It teaches perspective, both literal and emotional. When you look down from 30,000 feet, borders fade, and the earth feels like one beautiful home. And when you land, you can't help but want to experience it for real. To stand on that mountain you just flew over, or walk the streets of the city you circled from above. Flight Simulator doesn't just let you explore the world, it makes you fall in love with it. If there was ever a video game that doubled as a love letter to a country, it's Ghost of Tsushima. Set during the Mongol invasion of Japan, it captures the real island of Tsushima in one of the most visually poetic worlds ever created. Golden fields sway in the wind, crimson leaves swirl across the path, and fog rolls over mountains like a dream. Every inch of Tsushima feels sacred. You can follow the wind instead of a compass, meditate beneath waterfalls, or write haiku beside serene lakes. The game blends samurai legend with spiritual reflection, reminding you that beauty and violence often coexist in history. The landscapes were so breathtaking that they sparked real-world tourism, players from around the world visiting the island that inspired the game. But beyond its visuals, Ghost of Tsushima captures the heart of Japan: respect, honor, stillness, and the harmony between man and nature. It makes you long to see Japan beyond Tokyo, to visit the quiet shrines, the misty hills, the forgotten countryside where every sound feels like poetry. It's more than a game. It's an invitation to slow down and see beauty in simplicity. Tsushima teaches that travel isn't just about going somewhere new, it's about coming home to yourself. Uncharted and the Tomb Raider series. Adventure isn't just about where you go, it's about what awakens in you when you get there. Few games capture that better than Uncharted and Tomb Raider. These are not just action games, they're modern myths about exploration, courage, and the core of the unknown. With Nathan Drake, you're leaping across ancient wounds in Nepal, dangling from crumbling cliffs in Madagascar, and discovering lost cities buried beneath centuries of legend. With Lara Croft, you're scaling ice-covered temples in Siberia, trekking through the dense jungles of South America, and brushing the dust off civilizations that time forgot. Both series transform travel into something sacred, a pursuit of truth through history's forgotten pages. The visuals are breathtaking, but it's the feeling that stays with you, that you've touched something eternal. You don't just play these games, you live them. You feel the humidity of the jungle, the chill of the mountain air, and the heartbeat of adventure itself. They remind us that the world is full of hidden stories, some buried under ruins, others are waiting inside us. When you put down the controller, you don't just dream of travel, you dream of discovery. Because somewhere between myth and reality, between adrenaline and awe, is the reason we explore. Last but not least, Sleeping Dogs. I have to include this game last on the list as I was born in Hong Kong. The unsung masterpiece that turns Hong Kong into a living, breathing work of art. You're not just visiting the city, you are embedded in it. Every rain-soaked alley, neon sign, and bustling night market feels authentic, humming with life and energy. As undercover cop Wei Shen, you weave between worlds, from gritty street fights to serene temple rooftops. The aroma of sizzling noodles fills the air. Neon lights shimmer across wet asphalt, and distant karaoke echoes through the night. It's not just an open-world game, it's a cultural immersion. Sleeping Dogs doesn't just make you want to see Hong Kong, it makes you want to feel it, to taste the street food, to ride the trams at midnight, to lose yourself in that beautiful chaos. It's a city that never stops moving, and makes you fall in love with the rhythm of life itself. At their best, games like these are more than entertainment. They are invitations. They stir something ancient in us, the need to wander, to learn, to connect. Through pixels and polygons, we remember that the world is fast, diverse, and deeply human. It reminds us that the urge to explore, to see, to feel, to belong somewhere new is universal. So whether your next trip is digital or real, pack curiosity, courage, and wonder, because the best journeys in games or in life don't just change where you are, they change who you become. Thank you for watching.